What's happening, everybody? MG here, MG Covers, bringing you a brand new sports handicapping video. Title of this video, what an actual sportsbook manager said about line movement. We're going to show you a real tweet from an actual sportsbook manager, apply some of what he said, give you an example. It's going to be super, super educational. As always, this is your first time watching one of my videos. Love to have you subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on social media, MG Covers, cover spelled with a Z. Give out a ton of content on Instagram and Twitter as well. Super excited to bring you this video. I've talked about this numerous times with regards to line movement. And if you're brand new, this will bring you up to speed very quickly. So this was an actual tweet from a sportsbook manager, a reputable sportsbook manager from a reputable sportsbook. Who it is and what book it is irrelevant, but let's just focus on what he actually said. And I quote, "We want to position ourselves on the side of the sharp money." I am going to repeat that part. We want to position ourselves on the side of the sharp money. So right away, what I've always said, you want to be on the side of the sharp money, which is going to also be the side of the sports book. Okay. And he goes on to say, and or our opinion, and hopefully take the bigger bets, quote, more money on the recreational public or other side that we don't respect as much. And then he finishes by saying, too convoluted for 280 character response. And this is very important. Even money on both sides isn't our goal. I'm going to repeat that again. Even money on both sides isn't our goal. I've said this a gazillion times. The sports books are not banks. They are a business. What is the premise and purpose of a business? To turn a profit. So therefore, what we can conclude from that is that if a sports book has a liability, it's going to be on the recreational side. So for example, if you see a sports book tweet out something, hey, we need Chicago Bears to win tonight, then that means you should probably be on the Bears as well. And where you definitely don't want to be is on the opposite side of that, because the opposite side of that is the recreational player. Does that make sense? So, and another myth is the money. People always say, oh, you got to follow the money. You got to follow the money. No. You're wrong, because that can be misleading. You're going to see that in the second tweet. And this is him continuing. Respectfully, that isn't the goal of sports books, or at least not the good ones. He's talking about 50-50 action, like the whole myth that the sports books want even money on both sides. Just not true. They don't want a liability on the sharp side. That's a better way to say it. If they're going to have a liability, they want it on the recreational side. Imagine taking a bet to win $100,000 from someone you profile as recreational, then moving the number and then selling off your position to sharps to, quote, balance your book. That doesn't seem profitable. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to give you a real life example, and I think this will help. All right, we'll use his same number of 100. Let's say a line is -3. Sportsbook line is -3. Recreational player walks into the sports books, puts down 100 grand on -3. Right? So what you would think logically would be, okay, if we've got 100 grand at -3, we need to increase this line we need to make it -3.5. Recreational player puts down 100 grand. They move the line to 3.5. Well, what does that do to the opposite side? It makes the opposite side +3.5. So let's say two sharps walk in. One sharp puts down 25 grand on +3.5. The other sharp puts down 25. So in total, the sharps have 100 grand on -3. They have 50 grand on +3.5. So where's the majority of money? The majority of money is on the recreational player. So this is important, and this is his lesson. So they move the line, hypothetically. This is not what happens. I'm using this as an example. They move the line to 3.5 because they got 100 grand on 3. So they move it up to attract more money to, quote, balance the action. But this is not true, because now look at what the sharps have done. The sharps played the 3.5. Where's the majority of money? The majority of money is on the 100 grand. So you say, oh, we got a liability on this side. No, 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 no. This side is where the sharp money is. The books want to be on the side of the sharp money. Does that make sense? Because why do they want to do that? Because sharps are going to win the majority of the time. I'm going to repeat that. Sharps are going to win the majority of the time. So technically, in this case, their liability is actually here on the 50 grand. So when you guys are looking at these consensus and these betting sites, the majority of the money's actually wrong. That's not where you look. Money does not make the line move. Sharp money makes the line move. That's why I tell you guys, when you look and see a line move, that is what you need to pay attention to, the line movement. And specifically the way I teach, if you wait until a game tips off, maybe 30 minutes or an hour before the game, and that line, it's a very subtle move, that's generally an indication of where the sharps are going. So hopefully this explanation clears that up. And if you want to have access to my coaching program, highly recommend it. You can join for an entire year, $4.99. It's like getting your associate's degree in sports wagering. If you want to join for the month, it's $50 a month. And if you want access to all of my plays, that's $100 a month. There's a link to join in the description box. Hope this video brought you some value. If it did, like it, subscribe to the channel. Talk to you guys later. Peace.